Hey guys, and welcome to our review of Halloween Ends, which is premiering on Peacock, the streaming service, on Friday. But we watched it today, which is Thursday night in the theater. So they're doing a simultaneous theater and streaming release at the same time, which is kind of odd. I'm not sure other ones like that. Probably really going to affect the turnout because our theater was relatively empty. But Halloween, it's October. It's Halloween right around the corner, and the tagline for this one is it finally ends. This is gonna be the conclusion of basically David Gordon Green's sort of trilogy. He's the director, and he kind of started it way back with Halloween, that reboot, and then Halloween Kills, and now we have Halloween Ends. So these are written by Paul Brad Logan, Chris Benier, and Danny McBride, that comedian, don't forget, and then David Gordon Green himself, the director. And we have Final Girl, who has been in so many of them. If you don't know, this is the 13th film, so unlucky 13th film. Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode is the final girl here, and she has, it's built up as a final confrontation between her and Michael Myers, and it finally ends. And, okay, so I will say it does finally end.
Evil dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight. Right. What did you guys think of Halloween Ends? I'll kick it to y'all first.
I am very disappointed.
Oh, okay.
I did not like this film.
Oh.
I don't think it was a good send-off to either character.
No.
This is not what I wanted. I did not sign up for some love story.
Okay.
I hated it.
Yeah.
And I didn't like how... I don't want a message. I'm going into a slasher movie to see like this gore and badass kills by Michael Myers. I don't want a message is like, oh, society makes the monster.
Yeah, well, they were doing a little bit of that kind of previously in some of the other films.
I didn't like
they
the
were
other
kind
one
of touching
either.
on. No, you didn't.
I didn't like the other one either, and this one just same thing. I did enjoy it.
So what Joe's talking about there is there's a little bit of a bait and switch here. I was actually looking at my watch. We saw this at 5 p.m., 5:50. Still no Michael Myers, or not focusing on Michael Myers. We're focusing on a brand new character.
Corey.
So you're going to last film of the series, number 13, we're going to throw in Corey Cunningham, a teenage boy accused of murdering a child while he was babysitting. So the film opens with sort of this accident and this kind of tragic character, and does he have evil within him? So it focuses a lot on that before getting in. So Act 1 and 2 kind of is more about that than Act 3, where you have the resolution of what people went to see the film for.
Exactly.
So anyways, Alex, what did you think?
Oh, I hated this. This is terrible. It does all the things that I didn't want it to do, right? It's a passing of the torch movie. It is. It also eliminates all of the cool potential supernatural things with it. Are we doing spoilers? I mean, it's the 13th fucking movie.
No. We will do a spoiler
All right.
section.
Well, then, the only thing I'm going to say right now is I think this movie is dog shit, and you shouldn't see it. If you have Peacock, you should cancel Peacock and make sure that no one watches this movie.
Peacock is free, Alex.
Peacock's expensive. No, it's not.
What?
No, you have to pay for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here! I'm paying for that shit.
Yeah, you are. If you've
They
got
have
Peacock,
I don't have Peacock.
Oh,
You gotta
then, yeah.
subscribe to everything.
Yeah, everything costs money. So yeah, don't watch this.
Oh my God, Peacock! Can't believe this. That's a shock to me. They're charging for Peacock.
People
what the
watch
fuck is on that?
The Office. They literally just have The Office in Parks and Rec. That is all that anyone watches on that shit.
And this, and I guess the 3 Halloween, or maybe all of the Halloweens. I don't
Wonderful.
know. I liked it more than you two. I think that. So initially through Acts 1 and 2, I was upset. And I was like, why are we focusing so much on Corey? Why are we focusing so much on her granddaughter? I came here to see Jamie Lee Curtis suit up like Commando in the scene in Arnold Schwarzenegger's film, and then go up against, fucking Michael Myers. And we don't really get that. We get that a little bit towards the end. So, yeah, so this Halloween basically kind of borrows some weird, some of the weaker elements of Halloween from one of the films. I forget exactly which one it is, where there's this idea of evil being an infection and potentially Michael Myers being able to infect people. Now, I'm with the hysteria. Last film, remember they did the mob mentality shit, and then y'all fucking hated that.
Yeah,
shit.
they murdered a guy who's 5'4", thinking he was Michael Myers when they know he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah, that's and and mobs do some fucked up shit that they wouldn't normally do in without provocation. But they do evil infects, and these two characters, they focus mainly on Laurie's granddaughter and this new character Corey. And that whole time I was disappointed because I wanted to get some Michael Myers. Now, it seems like in this last film they want to throw in some lore, throw in some more mythos. They do address sort of, is Michael a man? Is Michael this supernatural force? I think that's addressed here. But to me, it's too little too late for essentially what's, I don't know, a good last 20 minutes of the film where we have the final confrontation. And it was just too much build-up with characters that I don't really care about and didn't really want shoved in my face. So that's how I felt about it. And but by Act 3, I see what they were going for, and I see the characters being built up, and I started to care a little bit more. I said, okay, I see what you're doing. It's not exactly the film that I would have gone, but by the end, I think most of the characters are interestingly filled in and set up, and then you get thrown into the final act. So it's very, very slow, and then a somewhat satisfying final battle, and then you actually get an end to the series. And they've said that they're ending it here, which the director said... Let me explain the movie business to you. If you take a $sign and you attach it to anything, there will always be somebody who wants to do a sequel. It will live. If the $sign is not big enough, no matter what, it will not live. I don't know, man. I don't know. This time, I don't know. They really want it to end. They're going to shut it off, end it, and that's what David has in mind, and that's fine. And that was... the Carpenter joking about how future installments could be produced if this film was a success. But he, at least this team, producer Jason Blum, reiterated that while it would... Jason Blum reiterated while it would not be the final film in the franchise, it will be the last Halloween movie under Blumhouse. Okay. With the rights of the film series now reverting to Akkad, following the release of End. So somebody else is getting the rights. It's going to revert back to whoever had it before Blumhouse. So I'm sure it's not the end that we see of this, but it's definitely, I believe, the end of Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Laurie Strode, her arc with, Michael Myers. Was it a satisfying ending? No, not really. I would say that they went for... it's like they re-explain the Halloween story every fucking time I go to the theater. It's like, I know! You don't need to re-fucking explain it. And in this case, not only did they re-explain it, but then they redid the film, and then they did the final battle. It's like, I could have had that taken up by much more versus film between Jamie Lee Curtis's character and Michael Myers. What else?
That's about it, unless we...
Without
yeah, it's very difficult. Tiny little cameos from some of the characters that we've seen over the course of this trilogy, but they are there for a blip. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and go with final verdicts. So fuck it. And then we'll jump into the spoilers where you can rip into the film.
Okay, I'm going to give this a 3.
Oh! That low.
Yeah,
wow.
I didn't care about the story.
Even Alex.
I didn't care about the characters.
Holy shit.
It was an unsatisfying ending.
Mm-hmm.
Like third act finally showed up. I was like, okay, now let's get through this. Let's do this.
Uh-huh.
It's very unsatisfying. That's First act didn't like. Second act didn't like. Third act maybe. I did like some of the kills.
Some of it.
Some of the kills are pretty cool, but it just didn't have the same impact as it usually does.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Ouch. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like this at all. I agree with Joe that I don't think that Act 1 or Act 2 was satisfying or good, and I also agree with you that I don't think that the ending was satisfying. So if I didn't like Act 1 and Act 2 and I don't think the ending was satisfying, then I don't know
why I'm surprised.
So I only liked the part where people were dying because some of them were really cool, some of them were real gruesome. I really liked there were some practical effects with some like heads getting smushed. Mm-hmm. A bang-up job on there. The problem is they did all the things I don't like in these movies where they pass the torch to people I don't give a fuck about. Yep. Like, Michael Myers is in this movie. I don't know for sure. I would bet less than 10 minutes. I would bet large amounts of money less than 10 minutes. Like, he's barely in this fucking movie. And
bait and switch, like I said at the beginning.
And I really want to talk, like, there's some things in this movie. We've watched some TV recently where the big reveal happens. You figure out who the bad guy is, and you think it's like cosmic horror or really something supernatural. And in this, we just find out Michael Myers is some fucking old dude gets beaten up by everyone, like physically beat up by everyone.
No, yes and no. It's both.
Well, yeah, but it's not satisfying. I don't give a fuck about the failure Halloween movies where evil infects other people. I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah. I don't think mass audiences do either. The last movie set him up as this massive, unkillable bad guy driven by pure evil, and as long as he's killing people, none of that's true. In this movie, he's just a fucking old man who gets beat up by a geriatric woman who sells yogurt that makes you poop, and this new kid I don't give a fuck about. That's what happened in this movie. This movie is bad. And this, like, what's crazy is, like, at least the last movie had, like, more kills and more Michael. This movie,
that's why I liked the last one and y'all didn't. It was just constant
insanely
kills.
stupid.
I know it was stupid, but that's why I liked it. It was the dumb kind of fun where Michael is literally killing an entire town as they surround him. I'm like, yes, I'm getting kills. Here, we're doing, I don't know, a standard slasher fic with characters you don't care about, and Michael's barely in it until the end. So I liked the other stuff more than this stuff.
I think that this one tried to go kind of safe and ruin things in different. Like the last one, I mean, I've even tried to watch other parts. Like I think the last one is so stupid I can't watch it. Mm-hmm. Like it's just
I gotta rewatch it.
It is so fucking stupid. This is bad. That was stupid. This is bad.
Yeah, because people act like fucking morons.
Like, and it's not in the way where you're like you're in the movie theater and you're laughing with buddies having beers. Like, oh look, you're gonna die. Run upstairs instead of open. Like it's dumber than that. This is just terrible. I agree. I was also going to give this a 3. I think this is not just below average. This is actively a bad movie. I think Blumhouse knows that this shit sucks and they don't want to produce another one. Like, do not watch this movie. There's so many cool horror movies coming out that at least look cool.
Out on TV.
It's coming out on fucking TV. You should know this shit's terrible. Do not watch this shit.
Huh. I liked it more. I mean, I just like that third act. I like the third act because I see what they were going for. It's not what I wanted, but I think it was well told for their little self-contained story. And it's, like I said, didn't go the way I wanted, but I think by the end, because they set up all these different characters, and I just liked it a little bit more than 3. So I'm going to go ahead and give this... It's not satisfying. They bait and switch to me. There are some good kills, but we could have way more. We could have had an epic showdown. We get a little bit of that at the end, but so much time was wasted on other stuff that I'm a little mad about that. So I'm going to go with a 5 out of 10. I'm going to do average. Half I liked, half I didn't like, and most certainly did not go in the direction that I was hoping. Instead, they take more inspiration from, which one is it? Motherfucking Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Was that 6 or 5? I don't remember which. They're taking inspiration from the bad ones, okay? And we'll explain exactly why in the spoiler section. So, thank you all so much for watching. Join us in the spoiler section if you want to, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Hey guys, welcome to the spoiler section. So what I'm trying to talk about, and I almost spoiled multiple times, I had to cut it there, is that Michael grabs... Okay, so Corey, right?
I don't want to see Son of the Mask. It's exactly what the fuck
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
exactly. So Corey is like a little, he's like a little Michael Myers. Essentially, at the beginning of the film, accidentally kills a kid, and everybody hates him. And there's a homeless man who's always battling to himself. And behind the homeless man is a fucking sewer system, and that's where Michael has retreated to. Now, where I say the supernatural elements are answered in this film, is he a man? So in Rob Zombie's movies, he was more of a man. In this one, they do basically confirm that he's supernatural. At least that's the way I saw it, in the sense that he's weakened. He was defeated, sort of. In the last, no, he was successful in the last films.
And they said
why
that he
did they
gets-
immediately go to he's basically in this one, he's defeated, he's decrepit, he's low on power, he's hiding in a sewer, and Corey just happens to get bullied by some high school kids that are half his fucking size, and they throw him over a bridge. And it just so happens that that's the same bridge that the sewer system is next to. And so he gets dragged into the sewer system, and the homeless guy's like, whatever. But surprisingly, Michael Myers doesn't kill him. And that's fucking bullshit, because Michael kills everyone, even small children, even old ladies, even anybody. But apparently they do this stupid effect where he looks into his eyes and there's I don't know.
See, am I rolling right now?
There's fucking smoke in his eye or something. I don't know what effect
Evil.
that was supposed to.
You're
He
evil.
was evil. But wasn't he's not an evil person.
wasn't.
He did it on accident. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. I don't like it, but I might respect it if it's like he really did kick that kid down the fucking thing, and that's why Michael didn't kill him or something. But no, it's more because Michael sees something in him, and then he ends up feeding people to Michael.
Michael's been killing
basically.
people for years, though.
Right. He doesn't need this. This is why I don't like that, is he brings one of the assholes to him. This cop that wants to date the granddaughter that he's trying to get with. He brings this cop into the fucking sewer system, and Michael kills him. And you could see that Corey is like, teach me how. And then I think it's depicted in a way where when Michael kills that guy, it looks like, to me, he's gaining energy.
Yeah.
It looks like, to me, he is becoming Michael again, whereas initially Corey was able to escape from him and push him around and stuff. Now he's getting stronger.
But the homeless guy said that Michael had been killing people. Why are you the only person that he hasn't killed? So it's like, Michael's been killing people the whole time.
Exactly.
So they said, they're like, this is the lore. It's like, you just told me that is not the lore. Fuck you.
And that's why it's a 5 out of 10, because there are some interesting ideas here, and that's what I was saying. It's going in a direction I don't want it to, but it's like, okay, let me see what you're doing with it. And unfortunately, it didn't pan out, in an effective manner, because number one, I didn't want to see Corey in the first place. So eventually, Corey kind of goes mad with power. He ends up killing several people. He ends up killing
2 people.
who?
He kills the cop
boss?
and
The
cop.
cop.
Michael
kills the cop. He
Yeah.
stabs some.
He
the
killed
homeless
I thought you
this
said-
guy
person.
was the first person
Oh,
killed,
I
and he
thought you
killed the
talking
doctor.
about-
He killed
Michael.
the kid at the beginning on accident, the homeless person, and the doctor.
And then his mom.
Yes, he. So then he gets drunk with power, or he's like happy and fucking they're doing songs. He's a bad boy in a motorcycle, and the girl's falling for his evilness or whatever. This love story here that Joe's like, oh,
The dialogue's
kill
so
me,
bad between them.
kill me. So eventually, he goes to. This pissed me off so much. He goes under the sewers, and he beats up Michael Myers.
Yeah, this random fucking dude beats up a 7-foot
Corey
body
beats up Michael Myers
and steals his mask.
the inherent evil. Somebody we've been going through 13 Phil. He beats up Michael Myers to take his mask because he wants to be Michael Myers now, I guess. So I don't know why he was just. I guess it's his mentor. It's his fucked up teacher.
That's why they took all the badass kills that should have been Michael Myers. That's why
yeah.
I said it didn't have the impact.
Right.
Because it's like, it's not Michael Myers doing
Right,
the
I was
killing.
hoping there'd be more there, or this shit can happen earlier, and then Michael just was using him. You know what I mean? Lean into the whole supernatural element where it's like, okay, I couldn't get people. This kid walks in here, I'm gonna let him go because the town hates him, and he's gonna feed them to me,
But
and
Michael-
then I'm gonna kill him, right? And that does happen later on. Michael does end up killing Corey, but it ends up being more like a mercy killing because Corey has ended up killed by. Okay, so Corey then takes the mask, goes on a wild killing spree, kills everybody who ever wronged him. These punk ass kids, which this is what we're saying. Hey, we like some of these kills because these kids I fucking hated them. I wanted them to die, and they died. Even kills the girl that was nice to him by just fucking just stepping on her face, and it exploded like a melon, a pumpkin. All right, and then the radio dude that was mean to him when he was on the date and, on the roof, he comes back and kills that guy. And that was another creative kill. Could have been a little more creative, but he was like bashing his head into the thing, and then he took a knife or he took a scissors and cut his tongue off, and then the tongue was spinning on the
record player.
The record player, and everybody was like, "What?" Trying to mess
And this
with the
entire time, throughout the whole film,
Mm-hmm.
you have Laurie being like, "I see evil in his eyes. You need. I know. I introduced you guys,
I can smell
but
evil.
So yes,
you can't
Laurie's
be.
story
It's
in
forbidden
this.
love.
Now that I think more about
It's
this, I'm
forbidden
getting-
love. He's evil. I seen it.
I've seen it. So he shows up outside of her house, hiding behind a bush like Michael Myers did one time, and she's like, "What? You're acting like Michael Myers. You can't date my daughter." But I did. But see, I hated that part. But I did like the part where it's like
But that was act
she's
1
the
and 2.
fucking psycho, or he's the psycho, and she's the freak. You know, and so they're like powerhouses. And at one point, she confronts him. She's like knocking a chair against the wall. She's just like totally badass. And then he's laying on the ground where he killed a kid, and he's already he's already kind of gone crazy. He's like, "You want to do this now?" You know, it's like I like that. And then like she disappears, almost like a Michael. You know, she's kind of ready to
Man,
fight.
you
with
could
him.
hear her hips click every step she takes. She's
Leave
not
her
sneaking away
alone,
from anyone.
Alex. I'm giving her the final girl bump where she has some dark power too. I don't fucking know. If Michael can have fucking dark power, then
She's the he's the embodiment of evil, and she's whatever.
Shut up with your yogurt. She's the yogurt eater in your
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah.
But I like the fact that she's a badass in her own right. So, yeah. So eventually, you know, she's like, "You can't date my granddaughter no more," and he's like, "How dare you?" And he shows up to her house to kill her. But they also do a thing where, okay, Michael gets back up after the dude stole his mask. So, you know, okay, Michael's still in the film, barely. And, you know, he's going to be factoring in. And so when they show a shot of Laurie in her house, her granddaughter hates her now because she's going to run away with the hot boy on the motorcycle. So she's like writing a suicide note or calling in, actually, a suicide. And I thought it was Michael Myers or something, but of course they do a little bit of a switcheroo. It was Corey in the Michael Myers outfit.
Oh,
that
I knew it
comes
was
in.
Corey.
You knew it was Corey right away.
He's not 7 feet tall.
True. And she goes, "You stupid motherfucker! You thought I was gonna kill myself." And
Call the cops for you.
it's a badass moment, but it was a moment that was in the trailer. So like the best moment of this film was the one in the trailer. I'm like, oh man, I thought there was gonna be some more here. So she shoots him a few times and he falls, seemingly dies. You know, he's getting back up, laughing with his blood-filled mouth as his girlfriend rolls up and her granddaughter, and he does he's like, "You got me," but he does one final thing where he puts the knife into his own neck, and then she, like an idiot, walks
Picks it
over
up.
and he pulls it out of him. Oh no!
Yeah, but he's not dressed up as an altar boy. He's literally dressed up as Michael Myers, and the Michael Myers mask is right,
Right.
there, and there's like bullet holes in him too.
So
And
this
then-
is when I went like this, because the daughter rolls in and she's like, "Grandma, no!" She doesn't actually say "Grandma, no." She says, "Oh my God, what have you done?" And she thinks because her grandma's like, "Don't be with him," that she's gonna kill him. It's like, and then like Alex said, the fuck if you just look at him where his hands
bad
are
guy.
beaten up and he's fucking blood, he's in the costume, the fucking mask is there, but no, she's really mad at her grandma, and then she fucking leaves.
She didn't call the
They
cops.
did call the cops.
I forgot about that.
No
That's
one's gonna come
Nobody,
cops?
we're just gonna go home now.
Yeah.
That's your love
leaving.
on the ground.
All
and
right, Grandma, you won this time. You have to bury him. I'm gonna go somewhere
Find
else.
another boyfriend, I
Yeah,
guess.
I guess.
So, but then Grandma, she's really sad that the film tries to play like her heart is broken because like the last person in her life, because Michael's killed everybody, now hates her because she thinks that she killed her boyfriend. And so she's like kind of resigning herself to actually try to shoot herself, but she's already used all the bullets because for no reason she fires 2 shots into the
She could have killed someone.
wall. What? The neighbors? Why'd she do that? Was she
Just
trying to
saying,
set up
'cause
a
it-
scene
she's
where
like-
Because it was in the script. Like, I mean, it doesn't make
because
any...
there couldn't be bullets left when she went to go and commit suicide later after her daughter hates her now? Okay, well, anyway, she fired off those 2 random shots, so there's no more, it's all spent casings. And, but she notices the doors open, and the real Michael Myers. See, we're only talking about the last 20 minutes of the film because that's where everything happens. So then the real Michael Myers comes in and grabs his mask. Got to grab the mask, and then they have their fight. And I like
his ass.
I like the fight. Right, which normally I wouldn't accept, but if they've already set it up to where he's weakened. But you would think that if he's already killed,
He
they
lifted
set it up.
woman by
Yeah, I
her
was
face
exactly-
and stabbed
That's
through
what
a wall. Like,
yes, I agree.
So he's not
It
weakened.
would have been nice if they had set up where he's weakened, right. But then just prior, they showed him that he's back at full power. But then all of a sudden, he's not at full power when he's fighting her.
It's just up and down.
Or at least explain to her that she has some kind of power too. You want to go powers, and we're gonna go fucking Power Rangers. Grandma yogurt. She goes in her fridge, opens the yogurt.
Dude, probiotics
Po-
do wonders for...
Fucking Popeye.
Popeye gets jacked, but they don't do that. She's just a good fighter at her age, and they fight. And he throws her. I heard Melissa laugh because when I looked at her, because we knew she motherfucker be dead by then because she's throwing her all over the place. Puts her hand in the garbage disposal, but doesn't. Like, there's no damage from it.
He can't get her hand in there far enough because he's too weak, and she's so strong.
That didn't make any sense either.
And then-
because she does turn it on, and I heard some. Is that her jewelry? What was that? Because later on, you see her hand is fine.
She left a spoon in there. It's
Bleeding
happened to
a
the
little.
best of us. It happens. I don't know. Yeah. And I
So,
don't
yeah.
know if you know
So
it
she
when,
does the hand
when
and-
Michael Myers is 7 feet tall and she's I'm guessing 5'6". When she does
Five-
head back,
5'8".
it hit him right here. I don't know if you know how height works, but it's like if it's just like she headbutts back into his chest, and he's
you
just
didn't
like
see him. He was like leaning.
oh, he's
down.
leaning really far down to hold her. It's like I don't know if you know how tall
man,
people work.
guys, leave them alone. Leave the directors alone. They thought it was badass, and I did like it. I'm gonna fight you a little bit on that because you finally get Michael. He fucking stabbing him, but the overpowering of the Michael I need a little bit more setup, just a little bit more
Why
setup.
does that on fire
You
or
should have
something?
done that in Act 2.
No, not fire. I like the fact that they've motherfucking stabbed him multiple times where he is held down. I'm so sick and tired of you turning and you coming back, motherfucker disappears. So he's like, and I just imagine in my head all the times that he's had to, like a fucking cat ninja or something, right? But no, they've nailed him down. Even throws a fridge on one of his feet. And so they finally got him. She gets up over him and stabs him. And stabs him in the side, stabs him in the top.
Never the head. Why never the head?
Get up in the head, man.
She stabbed him in the heart. And
Oh,
he was alive.
I forgot he was stabbing her in the head, but then that's never shown again, right?
Oh, he
Didn't
only
it go
just
in her
pokes her.
ear
He
or
pokes her with
something?
it. He just goes, ha ha, and then he doesn't
She
actually
had,
do
like,
anything.
some
But it was like a
scars
fucking
after
needle
the
or
fight.
something.
Yeah, it's a sewing needle.
But
Just-
it went into her head, I thought.
Yeah, it's supposed to be exactly like it happened in the first one, but it
She
doesn't work
over-
because he's
Oh,
he's
that's
weak.
right. He did the same amount of pressure that he did in the first one. There was a sewing needle in the first one.
Yeah, she stabs him in the head with a knitting needle.
Oh, that was the reverse. Okay.
But he's not
so-
strong, so he can't breach her skin because she's got
Final
strength.
girl strength.
She's got strength.
Final girl strength.
Yeah.
So finally, they kill him, and then the police show up. So they do the storyline of that one police officer. Will they? Won't they?
Loved it.
They have trauma, and do you want to go to Japan with me with the cherry blossoms? So she kills the guy, and then it's thankfully her fake boyfriend is a police officer, so there's not going to be any question of
Yeah,
what's
gross
happening.
abuse of power. It's totally fine.
Yeah, it's just murder, and then so then the police show up, and they're like, "Hey, wait, no, let's do this right." And some of the police are like, "Hey, you can't do that," and the guy from the previous film shows up. The sheriff is like, "Not tonight, or tonight we will do that." And then he puts the body of
You know how many
Michael.
people in the neighborhood, like all the kids, are
The
like,
kids
"Is
are
that a
getting
dead body?"
Yeah, the kids are getting candy, and the whole town is
Yeah.
like driving the dead body throughout the streets. And somehow the entire town knew that he was dead in an instant because we had that Star Wars Rise of Skywalker where 10,000 ships show up, so it's 100 cars show up, and they take.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, "Where do these people come from?"
I guess they all have CB radios, right? Michael Myers is dead. We're gonna go kill him even more in the garbage disposal.
On my way.
So then
Everyone.
they drive him to the salvage yard where there's a grinder, and I'm like, yeah, because you gotta destroy the body. And I was like, motherfucker's gonna get up last second. I thought they were gonna put him on a stake and burn him or something with mob mentality, and then that's when he was gonna get up and die still, but like show a little bit of life. But no, they almost barely show him, and the shot almost kind of misses Michael Myers going into the grinder, and then it finally adjusts. It's on the grinder, and so they grind up his body, and he's dead. He's an old man. They demask him. They don't linger on his face, though I'm pretty sure if you got the DVD, you'll end up being able to see some of his face. But they demask him, and they kill him, and he's done for. That's it. And there's another subplot where she's writing a book, and she finally gets the words that she needs after she kills him, and
No one's gonna buy her book.
write a book. And then she's like, it faded with memory. But it's like, if you're writing a book about it, then it's not going to fade because when people want to know about it, they read your book because you wrote it down what you did. It's not a legend. It's a all right. Anyway, so that was the story. So you got a lot of little Michael Myers or fake Michael Myers with Corey, and not a lot of real Michael Myers until the very, very end, where he has. And I was like, okay, so I see what they're doing. They're setting up 2 final girls and 2 killers, and then I was thinking that the granddaughter would have to kill the Corey, and then Jody would have to kill Michael. No.
That would have been better.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. So it's like, I see where you're going, but executed. Jody kills both of them, and then the daughter is.
Well, technically, he killed himself, and then Michael killed him again.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Well, fuck you! I'm gonna kill myself, and your granddaughter will hate you." And he goes, "Bleh," and he kills himself. And then he gets back up,
That's
and then
right.
Michael kills him.
But she kills him first.
Well, he was apparently gonna live.
And then he kills
She
himself.
just got shot.
He
That
got
would've
He was
been
gonna
fun.
live a little longer, but then die. But then he kills himself again. He kills himself more.
He kills himself more, and then he lives
Kills
still
himself.
through that, and then Michael has to kill him.
Reminds me of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I still remember that moment. Do y'all
With Paul
remember?
Rubens?
Where he's, I think it was Paul Rubens. He's like, "You ruined my favorite jacket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill him a lot," or something like that. Anyways, he's already dead. Goddamn. And then they make sure that fucking Michael Myers is dead, and there's no sequel tease here, okay? So I was expecting at the very end that maybe her granddaughter, the infection has passed to her.
It's a sexually transmitted disease.
Right, because for this, she was attracted to the darkness, right? And maybe some of the darkness
bad
rubbed
boys.
off on her.
Ew.
Probably rubbed off one on her, but earlier in the film, but we didn't see. But so that I thought maybe I was like, no, that would be stupid, and they don't do it. Instead, they kind of give Jody a happy ending. The cop, she's like, hey, what about? He leaves her a basket of fresh fruits grown from his garden.
That guy doesn't grow that. He bought that shit.
No, that shit looked grown, but yeah, he
It's
probably
organic.
bought it. And then she's like, tell me about those cherry blossoms. And so she gets the happy ending. Her granddaughter, though, what's her ending?
She drives away.
She leaves Haddonfield. because she wanted to
Oh,
leave.
right. She wanted to leave, and so
A new chapter in her life.
I was hoping she'd drive to someplace cool, like now entering Amityville or something like cool, and it was like, oh, cool, but no.
So what I liked most about it, and why I liked it a little more than you, is she wins in the end, and she gets to survive.
But they could have done
Laurie,
it way better.
Did I get her name wrong? Laurie in the end wins. Yeah.
I wanted him to grab her as she was pushing him into the grinder and be like, "Ha, I got you, bitch."
I was like, do not. Yeah, I was thinking
I
that
want
at
all
the
of it.
last minute he was going to grab somebody. Nobody was being safe. It's like there needs to be 5 people at all time messing with the body instead of just one person because he was going to grab it. I thought that would happen too. It did not. No. Okay.
Super letdown.
Pretty much covered everything. Anything else?
No more.
No.
Okay, then we got it. We got, yeah. Okay, guys, well, thank you very much for watching. Tell us what you thought. Did you think it was a good ending for this sort of trilogy? I don't know why it feels like an ending for all of the Halloween franchise. You should not bet on that. I'm sure it'll come back in 7 years, maybe 8. But at least for this trilogy, was it a satisfying conclusion or not? Are you with us where it was
Disappointing.
see where you're going for, but did not like it? And these guys are like, no, fuck that. Not good at all. All right. I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.